If you don't like reading, you haven't found the right book yet. J.K. Rowling.
I'm Julie.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Stephanie, and this is Blind Gems.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back. This week we have our guest, Jo, from the International Blind Cafe. So big welcome to her. And I just wanted to ask Jo if you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you found the cafe.
Okay, yeah, I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I was invited to the cafe by a friend who is no longer on, and I just liked what I saw.
Everybody's
Yes,
so
we have a.
friendly, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Did you ladies know that Jo is the one that invited me to the cafe?
Really?
Yeah, I'd never heard tell of it. And Jo and I met, oh my gosh, in 2020, right, Jo?
yeah, I think so.
And when the CNIB went virtual during lockdown, and we played trivia together, and we still do coffee mornings every Thursday morning through the CNIB. So yeah, I'm Jo's the reason. Jo, can you talk to us a little bit about your journey with sight loss, though, because you are blind from birth, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I'm
So
not really sure what to say. I went to school for the blind, W. Ross McDonald, starting from grade 1, and learned Braille, music, and I took to reading right away. And
I was just going to ask. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead, Jo.
I started getting books, library books from the CNIB when I was in grade 2.
Oh,
Wow. So literacy is really important to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Jo, when did you switch from? I'm not good at the term because I know that they've changed recently. When you were in grade 2 getting books from CNIB, was it contracted braille or
Yes, it was.
uncontracted braille?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is really impressive. For those of you who don't know, I'm learning braille right now, and I haven't gotten to contracted braille yet, but simple braille is hard enough. So,
Yeah.
at the age of 7, learning contracted braille, that is really impressive.
I don't even remember when I learned uncontracted. Obviously I did, but I don't remember that part.
I think as a kid you pick things up so quickly, though, right? Your brain is so like a sponge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Jo, you still read braille. I know others of us prefer the audiobooks, but you love to have the physical book and read braille still.
Yeah.
And I still am in awe when I hear you read something in braille. I mean, it's flawless from start to finish. Like, it's just like Morgan said, it's really, really impressive that you learned that at such an early age. Do you find that it's useful within the community as well, more and more so now than it was compared to, say, when you were a teenager?
Yeah, I think so, because there's braille. There's if you mean braille in public spaces, you find them on elevators and floor numbers, and I've seen the odd sign usually in the CNIB. There, unfortunately, we're not as advanced as they are in the States for finding signs for things like washrooms and the like. But I also have found I can read raised block letters, so if they're big enough, I like to check what those are.
I think we're fortunate in Canada to have Braille on our money, like the bills, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for certain. Yeah. So when it comes to actual reading for pleasure, though, Joel, like what do you generally go for, genre-wise, with your books?
I love young adult fiction. And now that there's a partnership with Bookshare, I can read so much more. I also like historical fiction and family, and I am starting to get back into reading mysteries and thrillers like I used to before COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's good. Have you read anything good lately?
Yeah, I started to read something. I started to read Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter, and the only reason I didn't finish it was because of something that I would never have liked in the first place. So I don't count that as a loss. It's I'm ready to read another one. So I'm definitely back. I think my mysteries and suspense will be back to being my favorite genre soon.
Oh, that's good. I know Elizabeth and I are wondering if you received, what's the book that we're all waiting for because we can't get it in audio? Something about
Broke-Ass Women's Club?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for that, and I wouldn't be surprised if I have to reorder it. Because I think it got lost in the postal system. We'll see if they bring it to me, but I'm looking forward to checking that book out.
Like I said, it might be all hype, and then it'll be a dud when we get it, right?
It might be. Yeah, exactly.
I have a question for all of you, and I'm going to ask you each one by one. You can tell me quickly what you think. I was discussing it with my daughter and my husband this morning. Do you think the love of reading, do you think it's based more on genetics, or do you think it's like a learned skill? Stephanie?
For me, I think it was learned. My grandmother and my mother both loved reading, and we went to the library weekly. It was a treat, and we picked out books and we read together. So I think that's how I love it passionately. Yeah, that's how I came to love reading.
Morgan, what do you think?
Oh, I definitely think it's a learned thing. Like I was that kid where the librarian was like, "You can only take out 10 books, Morgan." You know what I mean? And I remember the first book that I learned to read. I don't know the title, but it was about sloth. And I was like 4 going on 5, sitting with my mom, and all of a sudden I took over. Well, she was reading this book about sloth, and I was just going on about the sloth, reading the words, and she's like, "You can read." And I was just so excited because I loved books because of her.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
I'm not sure. For me, it could have been learned, but because my mother also read to us and took us to the library, but I also have members of my family who were not interested in reading as much. So I think genetics might play a part in it.
Yeah. What about you, Julie?
We were always taken to the library, and I was encouraged to read. And I think it's nature and nurture for me. If it's fostered, and like it just becomes part of your routine, right? If you grow up that reading was a big thing. I know when my daughter had the grandchildren and they were just babies, that was when she would FaceTime me at bath time. So I would watch them in the bathtub, and my daughter would read the Outlander series book out loud for me. And obviously the kids were listening at the same time. And then one day we realized that the eldest one, that was like 2 at the time, or maybe 3, was picking up on what was being said. So she switched
pretty
books.
racy.
It can be, right? Yeah. But no, I definitely think it's something. But I think that quote, Morgan, that you started us off with is just so true. Even if you don't like to read, I seriously think it's because you didn't find the right book yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about you, Elizabeth?
Yeah, my mom read to us when we were babies. Like I remember she said when I was about 2, someone had come over and I had my book in my hand and I was following along reading and they're like, "Can she read?" And she's like, "No, she's just memorized the
Yeah.
books." But it was always reading from that. And even my mom, when she was little, she said she'd get, in Britain, they would get the annuals, the books that come out once a year with all the girls' stories. And I get a big box of Maltesers and sit and just read and read and read. And
read the annual.
yeah.
And it was, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you guys have in school, grammar school, it was called like Scholastics, like the little company, you get the little like newsletter and you could pick out books and you could
Yes.
buy them. They were like $1.99. Oh my God. Like second and third grade that came out and that was like the greatest thing. You check off what books you wanted and then they'd come in on Friday and 5 books and it was just, oh my God. That was how I started like my little library of just like different little soft covered Judy Blume books. Were really popular when I was young. In the Amelia series, I think she was a porcupine.
Amelia Bedelia?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Amelia Bedelia. She was an animal. I don't know what she was, Joe, but I did like Amelia Bedelia too. But yeah, all those. Charlotte's Web. Yeah, I mean, but I used to love getting those books from school, thinking I was such a grown up that I was ordering my own books.
Yeah, own books.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized as we were talking, I really learned my love of reading through comics because we'd get Bunty or Twinkle every week. It was Saturday morning. You'd sit on the stairs staring at the mail, at the letterbox, waiting for the newspaper man to put the comics through with the newspaper. And that was the annuals, Elizabeth. That's why you made me think of it.
Yeah.
And there are, I know it's not much use for our community. However, there are even graphic adult novels now because my daughter read one in the summer as part of her reading thing through her book club. But yeah, like graphic novels for young kids, that's how you start them reading.
Yeah.
Like with comics and stuff. So yeah, I never thought of that. But like I said, it's not much use for us, is it? We're blind as a bat and twice as daft, right?
My question is, Joe, I loved the Chicken Soup books when I was growing up. Like Chicken Soup for the preteen soul, Chicken Soup for the teen soul, 1, 2, 3, like all the Chicken Soup books. Did they have those in Braille?
Yeah, they got lots of them. I just haven't read any of them because I've got so many books on the go. I can't decide which one to read first.
Your want to read list is probably
it's out of control.
1 million pages.
It's totally out of control.
Like
I don't have room for Chicken Soup books.
That's okay.
But one of these days, maybe I'll get around to it. But I've seen quite a few.
There is so much involved with a Braille book. It's not like you can just go to your local Indigo or Chapters or whatever and pick up a Braille book. They don't sell them. You have to wait for them to be printed and sent to you in the mail, correct, Joe?
Yeah, that's how I'm getting them now. If my Braille display was working, I might try downloading them that way, but it's toast. I don't like reading that much off this particular Braille display.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how big would an average Braille book be? Like, size-wise and big? Like,
I guess it depends because it depends on who's printing them and how many pages they have per volume.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like heavier or thicker? Because is Braille's like grazed up? Like I've never actually seen it.
It's
braille
that,
book?
and it takes up more space, and also because it's on both sides, I never really thought about it until somebody mentioned it. The book doesn't fit together like a print book does because the pages are a little bit apart because of the dots.
Oh, yeah. Okay. See, did not know that. Have not tried
Yeah,
braille, I have to say.
makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I
Totally.
really have to get back into it. That's on the to-do list for this fall for sure. Into it and at least complete my punctuation. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to contracted, Joe. I really don't, but you never know. I'm just so happy that I feel safer out in the community that I'm not going to get stuck on an elevator or that's my biggest fear. Yeah.
They do have uncontracted braille if you want to read a book.
Oh, yes. No, I know. Yes. Sorry. I thought you meant, sorry. I thought you were meant in an elevator. I don't know where my mind was going
No,
there.
definitely.
That's an interesting
Definitely
way
in
to
an
read a book.
elevator.
Yeah.
It's like you
I've
make
seen
me
both
think,
in an elevator. I've seen main stuff.
really?
Well, yeah, because if it says main, they don't want to take a lot of space. So I've seen it with the IN character if it says main. But
Hey, Joe, I've got a question for you. How
yeah,
do you spell Barbie in contracted braille?
it'll just BAR character BIE. That's it. It's just one character.
BRBIE?
No, BAR character. There's an AR character, then BIE.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so what's the AR character?
That's 345.
Oh, because you know our friend Ian, his beautiful, thoughtful wife Carolyn bought me a Barbie doll, the blind Barbie doll. And I'm feeling on the packaging,
Such a
and
thing.
I can't figure it out how I said, oh, it's spelt wrong. Oh, they spelt it wrong.
Yeah, it's actually
But
brand new, isn't it? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Barbie now has a blind Barbie
I'm
doll.
gonna go buy myself a blind Barbie and put
Yeah.
it on my shelf. That is
Yeah.
progress right there.
Well, American Doll has a blind doll as well. We have one at
Oh,
the libraries here. And she
really?
has the sunglasses and the cane,
Oh,
and she has a guide dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
she better have really cool sunglasses, though. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I did
Really
not know
cool.
that. Oh, I did not know. That's very
And
cool.
I got a question for you, ladies. The blind Barbie doll is Barbie. I mean, it's Barbie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She has sunglasses on her head and she has the cane. And to me, I would say the cane is true to scale for where it reaches her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But her eyes are skewed. What do you think about that?
Hmm.
I don't even know why the
I don't like
sunglasses are
that.
there. Because everybody thinks blind people wear sunglasses, and a lot of us don't.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
that's
wear
true.
them.
I don't.
I don't wear them. I
I
don't
don't
wear
wear
them
them.
because I feel like it would be a cliche if I went somewhere and they'd be like, "Oh, there she is. She's got the cane and sunglasses," and
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. No.
I
I don't like
You-
I don't like glasses.
Yeah.
what
I
do you
do
I don't
wear
think,
know.
Morgan?
sunglasses. Well, I do wear sunglasses because I have really bad light sensitivity. Like
Mm-hmm.
even yesterday when I was getting my feet done at my house, so like a person comes and does my feet, just gives them like a pedicure. The
Mhm.
lights were on so she could see, and I had to have my sunglasses on because we usually keep the lights off in the house because even indoor lights bug my eyes.
But
Mm-hmm.
see, that's a difference. That's because it does hurt. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
that's for a totally different reason. I mean, I used to like sunglasses, but now I think it just adds to the whole thing when I go
I've,
somewhere. I don't know. That's just me. I'm
I've
goofy.
worn them. I've worn them when like I'm on a medication that's given me. If I'm overtired, I have light sensitivity issues. So I've worn sunglasses, but I've got a sleep mask sitting in my bag,
Yeah.
and I sometimes will put that on because it's just
Yeah.
more comfortable, and I don't have to look through anything. So let people give me
Oh,
looks.
But
Yeah.
to answer the Barbie
So were you
question,
asking Julie if she
Yeah,
should
I
have
don't like that.
eyes?
I
Yeah.
don't like that either, Steph. No, I really
Yeah, I
don't.
agree with you. No, I agree
No.
I
with you,
think
Julie.
it's
I don't like that. No.
stereotypical. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have you don't look blind. We get enough of that as it is.
Oh, I know. But when you don't look like you're blind, okay, I'm sorry. How am I supposed to look? With my
Yeah,
head
right.
bobbing and my sunglasses and my
Walk into a wall
whatever
or
else.
two,
Oh.
knock some dishes over. Yeah, I
Well,
know.
You
that'll
know,
happen soon enough.
you know
And
what?
another
My
th-
sorry, go ahead, Morgan.
Oh, I was gonna say another thing that we were talking about in the cafe is, oh, well, it shouldn't be in contracted braille that it says Barbie because it's for young kids. But as we learned from Jo today, she learned contracted braille at the age of 7, which is, Barbie
6.
playing age. Oh,
6.
Yeah,
6,
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah,
6.
Only
exactly.
5.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I got into
so
the school
it's
system earlier, so I was 5 when I was in grade 1, so even earlier.
yeah, so it's fine that's in contracted braille because little kids who are blind from birth or went blind early on
yeah.
are gonna
They
know
need that.
contracted braille,
Yeah.
right?
It's because
Yeah.
baby
So
boomers that are still learning C8. Oh my gosh. I just remembered a story. Sorry, go ahead. Morgan,
no,
if you
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. See now this is totally what the rooms are like, isn't it? We go from one subject to another in the blink of an eye. It's just craziness. Yeah. Yeah. But I do remember when Appreciate and I were first, and Jason, the three of us were learning Braille, and Jason wasn't there this day. But we were trying to read a sentence and we were learning how to use numbers to make, appointments, like scheduling appointments, or what punctuation was for time or for a decimal point, like all that kind of thing. Joe?
Mm-hmm.
So we had to read how many kilometers certain places were away. So we get to this one and Appreciate and I are saying, okay, so it's 6.3 kilometers to Chicago. Chicago. We could not get this word right. I said, we're spelling it wrong. We're missing something. No, we kept going over it and over it and over it. Chicago. So I said, let's go to the next word. Appreciate got to it before I did. And she started laughing, and she was laughing so hard. She couldn't get it out what what we'd done wrong. But Chicago was actually Chicago.
That's what I thought.
I was say Chicago.
We
Like, we didn't know
couldn't
how to
stop
spell it?
laughing. Like it was just,
Chicago.
oh my lord, we have so much fun with that braille. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it should
That's
be
just
illegal. It's so much fun. Oh my. It was really good. But
just kidding.
the Barbie, getting back to the Barbie, no, I don't. I really, yeah, that's too
I think that's
stereotypical for me.
insulting in a stereotype that is so not true. We have beautiful eyes. Everybody's beautiful, and eyes are equally
Yes.
as
I'm,
beautiful.
but in all fairness, it has on the box apparently AFB, the American Federation of the Blind. So, I mean,
Oh
it
wow.
was in consultation with them, and I'm assuming a portion of sales goes to their fundraiser. But that actually reminds me, Joe, you are very active with the CNIB and the Canadian Federation for the Blind
Canadian
the
Council of
CFB,
Blind.
Canadian Council of the Blind. I'm so sorry. Yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I'm also involved with an organization called Balance for Blind Adults, which gives daily living skills training, mobility training, the AT adaptive technology, or assistive technology, whatever it is now. And so I went to one of their AGMs. A friend signed me up, even though I didn't want to go. So I decided, okay, that they got me down, so I'm going to go. And the president of the chapter I now belong to was a guest speaker, and I was looking for that type of chapter. It's social recreational. That's all we do. Go on outings, go on tours, what have you. And I was looking for something like that because I belonged to the Alliance for Equality of Blind Canadians Toronto chapter, and we had a social after the meetings, but I was quite disillusioned with them, and I was looking for some blind people to hang out with.
Yeah. I think that's great. What kind of outings do you do? Like bowling and?
Well, we've there's been some tours to the Art Gallery of Ontario, which I haven't participated in. This year we went to the Black Creek Pioneer Village. They had this maple festival, so we went there.
Oh, yummy maple syrup!
It's the second time that my chapter, CCB Toronto Visionaries, has gone there. And
you guys go to the pub, don't you? Pub nights too? And
yeah, we have a monthly pub night, and there's some pubs that we rotate.
I think that's cool.
That is cool, yeah.
And Joe, you play trivia, right? When you do your pub nights, you do like trivia?
No, it's
just straight. Okay.
It's just
Because I always thought that would be fun to do with like my
husband.
Would be, because you don't really need to see. You're a part of a group, so
I want to try that too.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
We haven't been to a pub that had a trivia night, so
yeah.
I have to say, I really look forward to Saturday night trivia in the International Blind Cafe. And this week we had it in the afternoon instead of the evening, so that people in Europe and on the Pacific coast could participate. It wasn't supper time or bedtime, And Morgan's team won, didn't you, Morgan?
Yeah, my first time playing, and my team won. So
yeah, you did awesome. Morgan. It was a lot of fun, and but I enjoy all the games. I really do. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so thankful that you introduced me to the cafe, Joe. It's definitely been a blessing in my life, that's for sure. And
I was going to say to Joe that I knew your name long before I even met you because of a Facebook group for iPhone and iPad users. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I have a blind gem to share, ladies, of course, to take us out of. And this is what I love, is that I can laugh with you lot about the silly flipping blind things I do on a daily basis. We sent Jim out the other day because, I've got to clean my floors, get out of my way. And I start cleaning the floors and I turn around to go move something, go back, I couldn't find my mop. I searched high and low. Like, seriously, I even went outside. I'm like, what have I done? Like, it's got to be here. Okay, just sit down for a minute, think about it. Do all your steps again. So I did. No, can't find it anywhere. An hour and a half later, he comes home. All I've done is mop the mudroom because I can't find the mop. Do the rest of the house. And it was in the mop bucket.
That's right.
It's always the last place you suspect.
It the handle part had kind of slipped behind the fridge a little bit.
Oh,
So as I'm feeling around on the wall, and it just wasn't there. So, gosh. Oh. He said, "You're not going to do the floors now, are you?" I said, "No, I am not."
you should have said, "No,
Oh,
I'm not. You're going to do them for
Yeah,
me."
yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
Uh,
dear. Thanks so much for joining us, Joy. Hope you had as
Yeah.
much fun as we did.
yeah,
It was
thank you.
lovely
Yeah,
chatting
Thank
with
Joe.
you
you.
It was
all.
great,
Was it?
Joe. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
You can find more from Blind Gems on YouTube, Spotify, and the internationalblindcafe.com website.